XRP is getting serious attention right now. ETF inflows are rising, leveraged XRP products are being discussed, regulation is back in the headlines, and traders are watching for a breakout. But here's the real question. If XRP is so strong, why are some aggressive traders already looking at smaller presales like Pepeto for bigger upside? That does not mean XRP is weak, and it definitely does not mean Pepeto is guaranteed to do 100x, but it does mean traders are comparing two completely different opportunities. XRP is the established asset, Pepeto is the high-risk early-stage speculation. One has more credibility, the other has more upside potential, but also much more risk. So today, we are breaking down the XRP price prediction, the ETF inflow story, the GraniteShares 3x XRP product, the Clarity Act catalyst, and why Pepeto is being discussed as a possible early entry play. Welcome back to CoinRush Daily, your daily source for crypto news, XRP updates, market catalysts, and early crypto opportunities before the crowd catches on. Make sure you stay until the end, because the real question is not just whether XRP can move higher. The real question is, can XRP still deliver explosive upside, or has that opportunity already moved somewhere earlier and riskier? Let's get into it. Let's start with XRP. XRP is not acting like a dead coin. It is still holding attention while the broader market sends mixed signals. Recent analysis showed XRP trading around the $1.40 area, with traders watching the $1.50 resistance level. A clean move above that area could open the door toward the 1.70 zone. ETF inflows also reportedly reached around $75 million in April, which shows that XRP is still attracting capital. That matters, because XRP is not moving only on retail hype anymore. There is now a bigger story around it. ETF demand, institutional attention, regulatory clarity, leveraged trading products, and stronger market structure. That is why XRP holders are still paying attention. But here is the problem. XRP is no longer early. It already has a large market cap. That means every major move now requires serious money. A move from 140 to 170 would be strong. A move toward 2 would be even better. But that is not the same type of upside traders chase when they enter a pre-sale before exchange listings. That is where Pepeto enters the conversation. Not because Pepeto is safer. It is not. But because the math is different. XRP has structure. Pepeto has early stage speculation. And in crypto, those are two very different games. Now let's talk about the ETF story. ETF inflows are important because they show that capital is still entering XRP-related products. That is a positive signal. It tells us XRP still has demand. It tells us institutions and larger investors are paying attention, and it tells us XRP is not being ignored while the market focuses on Bitcoin and Ethereum. But here is where many people get it wrong. ETF inflows do not guarantee a breakout. They do not guarantee a 10x. And they definitely do not guarantee a 100x. They simply show demand. That demand can support price. It can improve sentiment. It can bring more eyes to XRP. But XRP is already a large asset. The bigger the asset, the more capital it needs to move. That is why XRP and Pepeto should not be compared as if they are the same kind of trade. They are not. XRP is a more established crypto asset with liquidity and history. Pepeto is a pre-sale style speculation where the risk is much higher, but the percentage upside can also be much higher if the project actually delivers. That is the real comparison, not safety versus danger, not guaranteed winner versus guaranteed loser. It is structure versus speculation. Another reason XRP is getting attention is the GraniteShares 3x XRP product story. GraniteShares filings include both 3x long XRP daily ETF and 3x short XRP daily ETF products. These are designed to target 3 times XRP's daily move, or 3 times the opposite daily move. The SEC filing also warns that these leverage products are riskier than normal ETFs and are intended for active investors who understand daily leveraged exposure. That is important because this kind of product can bring more attention to XRP. It gives active traders more ways to trade XRP. It shows that more financial products are being built around XRP, and that can help XRP stay relevant in the market. But let's be clear, 3x products are dangerous for beginners. They are not long-term hold products. They reset daily. They can lose value quickly in choppy markets. And if a trader does not understand leverage, they can get destroyed. So the message is not go trade 3x XRP. The message is XRP is getting more market infrastructure around it. That supports the bullish story. But again, it does not change the math. XRP may become stronger. XRP may become more liquid. XRP may attract more products, but XRP is still not early like it was years ago. That is why aggressive traders look elsewhere when they want extreme upside. Now let's talk about regulation. The Clarity Act is another major catalyst traders are watching. Recent reporting says Senator Tom Tillis has pushed for the crypto bill's markup to move forward after the May recess, with stablecoin yield concerns largely addressed. This matters because XRP has lived under regulatory pressure for years. Every XRP holder knows that. So when digital asset regulation moves forward, XRP becomes part of that conversation. Clearer rules can increase confidence. More confidence can attract capital, and more capital can support stronger price action. That is the bullish case. But again, we need to stay realistic. Regulation can help sentiment, it can improve confidence. It can support the long-term story, but it does not automatically send XRP to the moon overnight. The market still needs confirmation. It needs volume. It needs resistance breaks. And it needs follow-through. So for XRP, the key level is still simple. Can XRP break resistance and hold above it? If yes, the bullish case gets stronger. If no, XRP may stay stuck in a choppy range. Now let's talk about Pepeto. Pepeto is being discussed because it is still being marketed as an early-stage presale opportunity. Promotional coverage recently said Pepeto had passed $9.77 million raised and mentioned an expected Binance debut. But this must be treated carefully because promotional listing claims are not the same as official exchange confirmation. That is very important. Do not confuse hype with confirmation. Unless Binance announces it officially, it is not confirmed. And that is exactly why presales are risky. They can look amazing before launch. The website can look good. The marketing can sound strong. The community can be loud. But the real test begins after listing. That is when liquidity matters. That is when buyers and sellers meet. That is when early investors may dump. That is when the market decides whether the project has real demand or just temporary hype. So when people talk about Pepeto as a possible 100x setup, understand what that really means. It means high risk. It means speculation. It means early entry upside. It does not mean guaranteed profit. And anyone telling you it is guaranteed is not being honest. So let's compare them directly. XRP is the more established play. Pepeto is the higher risk play. XRP has liquidity. Pepeto has early entry pricing. XRP has institutional attention. Pepeto has presale momentum. XRP has more credibility. Pepeto has more speculative upside. XRP is about confirmation. Pepeto is about betting before confirmation. That is the difference. And this is why some traders may watch both. They may hold XRP because it is stronger, more established, and supported by bigger market catalysts. But they may also watch Pepeto because smaller projects can move faster if the launch goes well. However, the danger is simple. People hear 100x and stop thinking. That is how people get wrecked. Before touching any presale, check the basics. Is the audit real? Are the tokenomics clear? Is liquidity locked? Is the team transparent? Are exchange listings officially confirmed? Is there a vesting schedule? Can early buyers dump on new buyers? If you cannot answer those questions, you are not investing. You are gambling. And in crypto, gambling usually ends badly for people who chase too late. For XRP, the next move depends on confirmation. The market needs to see XRP break resistance. It needs volume. It needs follow-through. And it needs the catalyst stack to stay strong. That means ETF inflows need to continue. Regulatory momentum needs to stay alive. And XRP needs to prove that buyers are still in control. If XRP breaks above resistance and holds, then the move toward the next upside zone becomes more serious. But if XRP fails again, then the market may stay sideways. That is why patience matters. Do not chase every green candle. Do not buy because of one headline. Do not assume one ETF story changes everything. Wait for confirmation, because strong assets can still pull back, and weak entries can still lose money even in a bullish market. For Pepeto, the checklist is completely different. Pepeto needs presale momentum to continue. It needs official listing confirmation. It needs real liquidity after launch. It needs buyers after the first exchange candle. It needs the community to stay active. It needs the platform claims to actually deliver. And most importantly, it needs early holders not to destroy momentum by dumping too aggressively. That is the hard truth. Presales are exciting before launch. But after launch, hype is not enough. The market wants execution. The market wants liquidity. The market wants demand. And the market does not care about promises. So if you are watching Pepeto, watch it with discipline. Do not only look at the upside, look at the risk. Because early stage crypto can move fast in both directions. So here is the final breakdown. XRP is still one of the strongest major crypto stories to watch. It has ETF inflows. It has regulatory catalysts. It has leveraged product attention, and it has a price structure traders are watching closely. XRP is not dead. XRP is not being ignored, and XRP can still move higher if the market gives confirmation. But XRP is also not early anymore. That is the part many holders do not want to admit. The market cap is already large. The liquidity is already deeper. And bigger moves require bigger capital. Pepeto is different. Pepeto is much riskier. It is more speculative. It is not guaranteed. But because it is still in the early stage pre-sale conversation, traders are watching it for the kind of percentage upside that large cap assets usually cannot offer anymore. That is the real story. XRP is the established institutional play. Pepeto is the speculative early entry play. One gives structure, the other gives volatility. One has more credibility, the other has higher risk upside. So the better question is not just, what is the XRP price prediction? The better question is, where is capital positioning before the next major move? Because by the time everyone agrees, the best entry is usually already gone. If you found this breakdown useful, hit the like button, subscribe to CoinRush Daily, and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next major crypto update. And comment below, are you watching XRP, Pepeto, or both? As always, this is not financial advice. Crypto is risky. Pre-sales are extremely risky. Always do your own research, verify every claim, and never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Thank you for watching CoinRush Daily. Stay sharp, stay early, and stay disciplined. The market rewards preparation before it rewards emotion.